So today we're going to look at monomials. And so to identify a monomial is pretty simple. You're just looking for plus and minus signs. If you have a plus or minus sign, then you do not have a monomial. And if you have any division of letters, so we're looking for plus, minus, and division of letters. If these exist, it's not a monomial. So I look at my first one, I have a 10. Well, 10 doesn't have any of that, so this is a monomial. But if I look at letter B, it has a plus sign, so this is not. This doesn't have any plus signs or minus signs or division of a letter, so this is a monomial. And same with this last one. So we're only looking for these three things: division of a letter, a plus sign or a minus sign. And if we have any of those, it's not a monomial. Okay, to simplify expressions, what we want to do is combine like terms, basically. That means things that can be added, or not added, but multiplied, we multiply. So the 6 and the 2 are numbers that we can multiply because the parentheses is multiplication, so I get 12. Now when you have letters, the rule is exponents get added. So in this case, the N3 and the N7 get added and we get 10. And since we can't put the N and the 2 together, this is our simplified answer. So let's look at our next problem over here. We have a 3 and we have a 1, so 3 times 1 is 3. So there's our numbers taken care of. So now we just take the letters and add the exponents. Well, P has 1 and we have 3, so that gives us 4. And T has 3 and 4, and we add that up, we get 7. So simplifying is just multiplying the numbers and adding the exponents of the letters. Now, exponents have different rules. The first rule is you add when you're multiplying, but when you have what's called a power to a power, that means an exponent to an exponent. Notice the exponents are separated by brackets or parentheses if you look right here. So what we want to do is understand this rule. This rule is multiplication. So I have 2 to the third power, but I have it to the second, which means I'm going to multiply the exponents. So this is really 2 to the 6th power, and then I have my brackets still with the 4, and that is also multiplication. So I get 2 to the 24th power. And then you take that number and put it in your calculator. Or you could put it in your calculator. We don't need to because we just wanted an exponent form. So there would be our answer. Keep in mind, I started on the inside of the brackets to get this, and then I took that answer and took it to the 4th power. So what we're going to do now is simplify an expression. Simplify means I'm going to take each part and do the math. So I'm going to do the first one. I get 3 squared, and y to the first times 2 would be y squared, and y to the fourth times 2 would be y to the 8th. And the reason is that I have power to a power, so I multiply. So there's my first expression. If I take my second expression, I have a negative 2 to the second power, and y to the second power, but that still has an exponent that I have to deal with. So I have to do that one. But before I get there, I'm going to go ahead and simplify this one. 3 squared is 9. Y squared, y 8. So there's my first one. And then negative 2 squared is 4. But that's going to be to the third power now. And y to the 6th power. And so I can do 4 to the third power, which on your calculator would be 4 to the third power. Is 64. So if I write this problem as 9 times 64, that's the numbers because that's what this is, that's what 9 is. The x squared, and then y would get added, which is 14. So 9 times 64, my calculator, equals 576. So my final answer is 576 x squared y to the 14th. And there's my simplified answer to this expression.